Hello, we have a very special program for you today. We'll be commemorating one of my good friends and someone who's very close to you too, I bet you, today on The Bernie Hayes Show. Welcome back. My guest is Kimberly Caldwell Harvey from the United States Postal Service. Ms. Harvey, welcome.
Thank you for having me this morning.
And why are you here?
I'm here to let our community know that we will be commemorating one of the greatest R&B singers of all time, Mr. Marvin Gaye.
Commemorating in what way?
Well, the Postal Service allows artists to present different artwork, and they do a selection of the different arts that come up, and they have chosen the Marvin Gaye stamp this year, along with a lot of our other Black Heritage stamps, as well as our artists. And the Marvin Gaye stamp is right in line with his 80th birthday.
Wow. So that's quite a feat to put Marvin Gaye on a postal stamp. This will be a regular stamp, 30-cent stamp, forever stamp. What kind of stamp?
Forever stamps are first-class stamps right now, and they're 55 cents. And the forever stamps are forever. So whether you bought one at 34 cents with, I think it was...
it don't matter.
Oh, yeah.
For the moment.
Yes. But it's forever. So this stamp will be good just like all of our other forever stamps. No matter
what was the process to select Marvin? Do you know?
The Postal Service goes through a process where the artists submit their artwork, and they have a team that critiques and figures out what stamps to release after they go through that process from the Postal Service. So I'm not for sure all the particulars, but I can find that out.
But this is an artist. This is a drawing. This is not a photograph.
This is a drawing.
This is a drawing.
This is a drawing.
It's amazing.
Yes.
It looks so lifelike.
Yes, it is beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous.
And when will it be released?
It will be released on his 80th birthday, April 2nd, out in Los Angeles, California, at the Great Theater.
Yeah, Great Theater.
Great Theater in Los Angeles.
But also there'll be a ceremony here, right?
Absolutely.
Where?
The Cassandra Dance have partnered with the United States Postal Service, and we'll be at the Grandel Theater here in St. Louis on April 3rd. So we'll be the next day issuing his stamp and releasing with a great group of artists right here from St. Louis.
It's marvelous. So it's going to be the morning hours, right? 10
o'clock a.m. We'll be celebrating, and it sounds like the party will continue all the way through.
That's great. Wednesday, April the 3rd.
April 3rd.
Is there a fee? Is there admission?
There's no cost to come out and celebrate. We invite the whole community to come out and be with us and spend some time with us.
Well, this is marvelous. So the United States Postal Service, along with the with whom is celebrating this? Cassandra Dance.
Cassandra Dance.
And we'll be hearing from Cassandra Dance next segment, I think.
Yes.
I think this is great. How did you get involved in this?
Well, the Postal Service always wants to do what we can to commemorate our artists, and we have several different ways that we do that at events, and we do that with a stamp unveiling. So we invite advocates. Sometimes we just did like our first responder stamp. We invite those who serve in the community to come out and speak about their relationship with that stamp. And our Black artists here have been commemorating for years. When you think about Chuck Berry and Tina Turner and all those great artists, why not Marvin Gaye? This is a great opportunity for many of our artists to come out and celebrate somebody who paved the way for many of our R&B singers, who was an activist in the community. He did so much. Singer, songwriter, producer. He's not just a one-man kind of show. He was everything.
He was
to a lot of folks.
multidimensional.
And I think a lot of families can relate.
Who was the artist?
The artist is
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's a beautiful stamp. And whoever the artist is, he did a marvelous, marvelous job because it looks so much like a photograph. But he's really, really good. And it's just amazing. But it's okay. I'm sure next guest, Margie Hollins, will be able to give us all that information too.
I'm sorry. It's Derry Nose worked on the stamp painting with artist Kadir Nelson.
Okay,
Kadir Nelson.
Repeat that again.
Art director Derry Nose, Noyes, worked on the stamp with Kadir Nelson.
Wow. It's an amazing piece of work, that's for certain. Sure.
It is beautiful.
You look like you're too young to remember Marvin Gaye.
Sir. I probably grew up on Marvin Gaye. That was when finger popping was in.
Okay.
You know, back in my home, that was the kind of soulful music that was played all day long. You know, wake up on a Saturday morning, that's what you clean to. So what's going on and all the other great hits. Yeah,
Where are you
absolutely. I'm originally from St. Louis, but I was born and raised in Sandusky, Ohio.
Okay, Sandusky, Ohio. But this is St. Louis. This is home.
St. Louis is home.
You went to school here?
Yes, sir.
What school?
I went to Berkeley High School.
Berkeley High School.
Yeah,
okay.
Bulldogs.
All right.
Yes.
So you're no stranger to Marvin Gaye.
No stranger at all. My kids know Marvin Gaye. My parents played Marvin Gaye for us, and absolutely, I don't think there's any household that doesn't know that name,
sure.
Marvin Gaye.
This is great. So tell us once again when the ceremony in St. Louis will take place and where.
The Marvin Gaye dedication ceremony will be held April 3rd, 10 a.m. at the Grandale Theater. Please come out and support and be a part of the celebration for a great R&B singer. Our Prince of Soul is what we call him from the Postal Service, and that he has been known for many years.
This is a diverse artist group, Dance for Cassandra Incorporated, believes this unveiling will not only show the global impact of Marvin Gaye had on the music industry, but also will showcase the region's love of arts, cultural arts, and entertainment. And then Marvin certainly exemplifies that, does he not?
He does.
Yeah.
He takes that to the heart. He is all of that.
Will they be playing any Marvin Gaye music at the ceremony?
I do believe we will be playing lots of Marvin Gaye music at that
This
ceremony.
is wonderful. This is really a great information. And you say it's free.
It's open to the public. It is free.
This is marvelous. Will any be speakers or give us just like a brief overview of what the ceremony will be like?
The ceremony will be a lineup of hopefully our community leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Senators have been invited. Congressmen have been invited. The mayor, I believe, has been invited, and the 19th Ward alderperson has been invited. And so we're just waiting to see if they have it on their schedule to be able to really participate and be with us. You, growing up on Marvin's music, you said the household on Saturday mornings were dancing to Marvin. How does it make you feel personally to know that he's being honored? I'm so proud of the post office for recognizing our Black Heritage stamp. But when they find someone of this magnitude that has created and generated so vast genre of artists and touched so many lives of family members, young and old, I'm so proud of the post office for bringing this stamp to the forefront. Do you think in time this will become a collector's item? I believe, yes, I do. And will there be any commemorative plaques or anything with the stamp inside that people can purchase? We're hoping that there will be stamps there to purchase, and we're looking at to see what more we have available through the post office for commemorating the event. Well, this is wonderful. This is really great. So once again, how can they reach you and tell us about more information about this? I'm at kimberly.a.caldwell-harvey@usps.gov. And you can also reach me at my office, 314-436-4197. Okay, you have 14 hyphenated names there. So once again, so say it a little bit slow. And tell us how, once again. .a.caldwell-harvey@usps.gov. The USPS means the United States Postal Service. That is correct. And once again, your phone number? My number, you can reach me at 314-436-4197. And there's a regular business hour days, I guess. That is correct. Okay.
So will you be participating in the ceremony itself on the 3rd?
I'll be there to make sure everything flows correctly. Our when the stamp is unveiled, the postmaster for the city of St. Louis currently is acting Russ Tuvino, so he will be unveiling that stamp with the dance for Cassandra. Whoever they pick and choose to be on that stage, we'll find out.
This is wonderful. You had asked about the New Life Evangelistic Center when you first came here, and I want you to know that Reverend Larry Rice wants you to have that book.
Thank you
This
so
is called
much.
It's called Through the Fire: How St. Louis Gentrifiers Tried to Destroy a Church Because of its Homeless Congregation. And this will tell you the whole story of New Life Evangelistic Center. And don't give up on us because we'll be back.
I won't.
Okay.
I won't.
Oh my goodness. So Kimberly, I just want to say thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you on April 3rd.
Thank you so much
for the
your
unveiling.
time.
Okay, we're going to have Margie Hollins going to join us next segment. But Kimberly Caldwell Harvey, and once again, your phone number.
314-436-4197.
Once again, 436-4197.
Yes, sir.
Kimberly A. Caldwell Harvey. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mr. Haynes.
Thank you. The book I just gave to Kimberly Harvey is the Through the Fire, the book from Reverend Larry Rice to tell you all about the New Life Evangelistic Center. A lot of folks wonder what happened to the New Life Evangelistic Center. Well, we're here at 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. But I'll tell you how to get a book and also a Bernie Hayes Show cup. Well, why don't we just let Reverend Larry Rice tell you?
For many years, Bernie Hayes has been on the front lines leading the charge for social justice. It's been a great privilege of mine to get to know Bernie personally, and I want us, in celebration of all that Bernie has done, to share with you one of these very special Bernie Hayes mugs and a copy of a book, Through the Fires, which tells you about the battle for social justice at 1411 Locust, where gentrifiers came into the neighborhood and literally shut down the church at the New Life Evangelistic Center at 1411 Locust Street because they didn't want those kind of people in the neighborhood. Direct bigotry. Now, if you'll request this mug and share a gift of $25 or more, we'll send you this book, 328 pages that go into great detail on all the manipulating behind the scenes and on the scenes that took place in order for the city of St. Louis to consider it a nuisance because there were hurting and homeless people in the neighborhood. We would love to see a beloved community that when development takes place in a community, instead of the poor and the elderly and the homeless being pushed out, it's a beloved community that welcomes people from all over, regardless of their racial background or who they might be. They're people made in the image of God. Bernie Hayes has fought for that for years. And now we're teaming up with Bernie in a very special and powerful way. If you'll just call in R421302, or you can send your special gift and just say, please send me the Bernie Hayes mug. We will include in that Through the Fire, historical book that I've written on how the St. Louis gentrifiers tried to destroy a church because of its homeless congregations. You know, there's a common saying that if your neighbor's house on fire, yours in danger also. The bigotry, the hypocrisy in the city of St. Louis affects all of us. I thank God for Bernie, who has continued to point it out and root it out. Now we're teaming up with Bernie. When you request the Bernie Hayes mug and share a gift of $25 or more to New Life Evangelistic Center, I'll include my book, Through the Fire. We'd love to hear from you. Share now, P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri.
And welcome back. My next guest is a veteran of the media, and she's also concerned and also involved in the unveiling of the Marvin Gaye stamp, April 3rd. My longtime friend, Margie Hollins. Margie, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Margie, you know, it would take me 30 minutes to read your resume. I mean, you've done so much, but and most people know who you are, but just for those watching who may not know, tell us a little bit about Margie Hollins.
Margie Hollins is a playwright. I am a communicator, a facilitator. I do special events. I'm mostly concerned about the community, so I'm always very, 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 very involved in community affairs.
You've done so much. Margie, tell us about your 26 degrees. You have about 14 or 15 advanced degrees. Give us lay out your credentials.
Okay. I'm a graduate of St. Louis University's Center for Urban Programs. I have undergraduate and graduate degrees from there. I've also was a recipient of a scholarship to study with playwright in residence at Washington University. I've done a lot of things and been very, very blessed to do special events domestically and internationally. I have a career that probably spans over 25 years in terms of media. I've been director of marketing and public relations for my university's evening school. I also was the first marketing specialist in the history of the American Red Cross anywhere in the world. I've done quite a bit and been very, very blessed and met a lot of really, really nice people. Escorted people like Coretta Scott King, Andrew Young when he was United States Ambassador. I've done special projects that included an AIDS awareness summit, 2-day summit, where we invited ministers of health and physicians from all of the African countries through diplomatic pouch with Kofi Annan.
All the African countries.
So we've been very involved in trying to make change.
And the Greater St. Louis Association of Black Journalists?
I am a co-founder, a founding member of the Greater St. Louis Association of Black Journalists, as well as vice president and chairman of the executive board of that organization. I'm also in their Hall of Fame.
Why are you so involved with the Greater St. Louis Association of Black Journalists? You always have been, and it's so dear to you with all the other credentials that you have. That's one of your favorite organizations, I understand.
I'm a writer. I was born a writer and an artist. I've been writing and drawing and painting since I was about 3 or 4. So I always wrote and always story told.
Community Visuals 2, an exhibition of student art in 2 dimensions, celebrating the memory of Marvin B. Levy. Tell us about this book.
That book came about because I was asked, and most of the things that I do is because someone will ask me, can you help me? And because my natural inclination is to say yes, I try to do the best that I can. So I was asked if I would help edit the book or help do something as it related to a University City project with Washington University School of Design. And I was blessed enough to edit. I also did writing inside of the book. I have a very good friend and colleague who's a layout artist or graphic specialist, and her company actually did the layouts.
So many, Shirley Kao, as the Cowell was pronounced,
Yes.
I assume, and Allison Davis, just so many wonderful, wonderful people here. Anya Kavanaugh, I assume. Catherine Page. It's just such a beautiful book.
Thank you.
Municipal Commission of Arts and Letters and Sam Fox School of Design and Visual Arts, Washington University, St. Louis. So you have an affiliation with all those places, don't you?
Yes. I got good friends. Like you.
Oh, my goodness. Margie, tell us about the importance of the unveiling of the Marvin Gaye stamp.
First of all, Marvin belongs to all of us. I felt very strongly when I saw the news stating that they were unveiling a stamp in California.
Yeah.
And I was like, what about he belongs to us? Why can't there be multiple unveilings? And through a process of going through and researching to see who I could talk with, I was blessed enough to meet Ms. Kimberly Caldwell Harvey, who was enthusiastic about the project. And it was very good in the sense that I have colleagues that also are working with me. And I wanted to show that a group of diverse artists could be concerned about someone that impacted their life and also reach out to the government or the Postal Service and say, we think that we can help and we'd like to have an unveiling here. And they were kind enough to consent.
It's a beautiful portrait.
We think so.
It's unbelievable, EDBs, Edie Anderson or Edith Anderson or EDB, as we know in the media, is also doing a project on Marvin Gaye. But why is this important to you, Margie?
It's important because I thought that artists should be able on a grassroots level to somehow honor and commemorate other artists who have gone on before us and paved the way. It's important because we wanted to show that St. Louis has a rich legacy in arts with artists. So whether you're talking about Tina Turner, whether you're talking about Dennis Edwards from The Temptations, if you're talking about W.C. Handy, if you're talking about Junior Walker, who was a Motown artist, if you're talking about any great artist, Chuck Berry, and the list goes on and on and on. It was very important to me, whether you're talking about Nelly, because this stamp and Marvin Gaye transcends our history and makes a very important statement in terms of how we live. And if art imitates life, or life imitates art, and artists make an impact, I thought it was time that we become involved in something that could absolutely, one, educate a new generation of people who may not know about Marvin Gaye. So the impact is good for students, it's good for education, it's good for music professionals, it's good for every artist that Marvin has touched.
I noticed you meld the visual arts and the performing arts. You bring them both together, so you don't distinguish that much between them, the two of them, because they're all artists.
I think it doesn't matter what your discipline is, and I also think that it doesn't matter what your genre is. So whether you're an abstract artist, whether you're a visual artist, whether you're a performing artist, whether you're dancing, whether you're playing, whether you're singing, all of us have a gift. And those of us who choose to pursue it, we also have the weighted responsibility of saying, this is meaningful. You know, how's my work going to transcend? How's my work like you've been in the business forever? I knew you when I was very young, but you've been very consistent about your work. And so we honor you. And had it not been for African American disc jockeys, as they used to call you, we would not know about Marvin Gaye. Black radio was extremely important, or urban radio, as they call it now, was extremely important in terms of getting the artist's work out. So Marvin, in fact, is very, very much a product of what you did and what people like you did. And so we appreciate that. And so when we honor Marvin, we honor everybody. And we especially honor those in urban radio.
That's very kind of you. Tell us about A Dance for Cassandra.
Dance for Cassandra. I'm a playwright, and I'm a playwright primarily because my daughter was diagnosed with cancer. And as kind as she is, when I asked her, what can I do for you? She said, would you please do for me what you've done for everybody else in the community? And as a wordsmith and a writer, and I have done a lot for other people in the community, I decided, since we're visual people, what about doing a play? And so Dance for Cassandra came about because the whole time my daughter was in treatment, and she is now a 2-time cancer survivor, we danced. We danced at the hospital, we danced in the streets. Every time we heard Jay-Z, every time we heard any of the artists that we loved, Marvin included, we danced. And so the whole thing became, we were dancing for Cassandra.
This is great. So this is going to take place the 3rd of April, 10 a.m., Grandel Theater. That's in the Grand Arts District in the Central West End there.
It's on
Grand,
Yes, it's on Grand. And another part of this story is that in the research, I became so interested about Marvin. I found that there was actually a couple of football players, an unlikely friendship, but there was a friendship which developed between 2 NFL Detroit Lion players. One of them was Mr. Lem Barney, the other was Mr. Mel Farr. And when Marvin was offered What's Going On, originally he did not want to do the song. And they encouraged him, and it was shortly after Tammy Terrell had passed away. And he was very depressed, and he just absolutely did not want to sing. They encouraged him, and his retort to them was, I'll do it if you'll sing with me. Wow. So that's what you hear.
I got a break here I'm so sorry that we're running over. But my guest is Margie Hollins here. And we're at the New Life Evangelistic Center, 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. For those of you who are interested, the 2428 Woodson Road address is providing the same services that we did at 1411 Locust Street. And Reverend Larry Rice and the others and volunteers are trying to reopen 1411 Locust Street. But we need your help and support. We're at 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. And you can give us an investment to invest in New Life through Post Office Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri 63166, or online at www.newlifeevangelisticcenter.org. Back with Margie Hollins after this.
You can help New Life Evangelistic Center break the cycle of homelessness by providing monies for Metrolink tickets. It's absolutely essential at this time. New Life Evangelistic Center is providing hundreds of Metrolink tickets every week to homeless people so they can get to their jobs, so they can get to their doctor appointments, so they can find a place to sleep at nights. Will you please share your much-needed tax-deductible gift with the New Life Evangelistic Center? Every $30 you provide enables New Life to get 10 of the Metrolink tickets. And you can send those gifts now to the New Life Evangelistic Center at P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri. That's 63166. These individuals are having to walk so far at this moment, and a Metrolink ticket means so very much. And not only does New Life Evangelistic Center desire to provide for the homeless throughout the greater St. Louis area, but also throughout the Springfield community. Your gifts are very much needed at this time. It's New Life Evangelistic Center, P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri. That's 63166. Thank you for praying, caring, and sharing at this moment.
We'll return to our guests after this Black History moment. Today's subject is Charlotte E. Ray, born in New York City in 1850, that is, best known as the first female African-American lawyer in the United States. Ray excelled in her studies at Howard University Law School, earned a law degree in 1872, and was admitted to the District of Columbia Bar that same year, becoming the first African-American female attorney in the United States, as well as one of the first women to be admitted to the D.C. Bar. Following her graduation, Ray started her own law firm specializing in commercial law. To attract clients, she advertised in a newspaper run by Frederick Douglass, a leader of the abolitionist movement. Unfortunately, Ray only practiced for a few years because of the widespread prejudice of the time. It was too difficult for her as an African-American and a woman to attract enough clients to keep her practice going. Ray championed a number of social issues outside her classroom, becoming involved in the women's suffrage movement and joining the National Association of Colored Women. She died January 4th, 1911, in Woodside, New York. Charlotte Ray.
Christ is risen. What a fantastic realization that is. It changes everything. And as God begins to work in our life, I want to encourage you to consider getting involved in the mission work of the New Life Evangelistic Center. There are so many opportunities awaiting you. There's full-time positions where you could serve the Lord in this fantastic mission work for a year. There's volunteer opportunities, and they're all waiting for you, giving you those opportunities to live out your God-given purpose among the hurting, the homeless, the fatherless, the widowed. Opportunities for you to learn skills, yes, in the field of renewable energy, or broadcasting, or just working with people. So don't wait any longer. Go to nlecstl.org or call us at 314-421-3020 and get involved now in the full-time work of the New Life Evangelistic Center.
My guest is Margie Hollins, and before we had Kimberly Caldwell Harvey from the United States Postal Services. But Margie, you know that Reverend Larry Rice, and you've been supportive of the New Life Evangelistic Center for so many years. Reverend Rice asked me to present you with his latest book to tell all about the history of New Life Evangelistic Center. Thank you, Margie Hollins. We'll see you April the 3rd, 10 a.m., Grand Ole Square.
Thank you for having me on your show.
And thank you for viewing us too, and for supporting the New Life Evangelistic Center. With 1411 Locust Street location has moved now to 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. That's just between Lackland Road and Midland Road, and then between Page and St. Charles Rock Road. So we need your help and support for you to drop off food, clothing, and other needs of the homeless. I'm Bernie Hayes. Have a great day. See you next time.